We saved the city! Just think what might have happened if we didn't tell everyone about the monster!
What's going on, my autistic children, and welcome back to a brand new fucking video. Today we're going to be talking about virtue signaling and how companies like Activision can use this as a tool specifically to gain money off of communities that are hurt in today's society. Now, typically I would avoid talking about politics because it's just toxic nowadays, and I like to stay away from talking about things like that publicly, but today I just feel the need to point out some hypocrisy in virtue signaling and some big companies and just make fun of it because they're fucking retarded. So if you don't already know, there was an unfortunate situation that happened this past week where a black man by the name of George Floyd was killed, unfortunately, in an altercation with police in Minneapolis, and the whole situation is just fucked up, and I hate to see companies doing this because they do this all the time, but you have companies like Activision that will virtue signal and just specifically try to manipulate this to make money off of it, and I just think it's sick. And now that I'm finally back home from college during this whole coronavirus thing, I think now is just the perfect time to talk about something, and this is a great thing to talk about because it's just so fucking retarded to see that these companies are doing this. So we're gonna highlight some of the stupid things these companies are doing, and yeah, let's get right into it. And before anybody comes at me with the, oh, you don't support Black Lives Matter bullshit, just shut up. I think what happened was a very, very sad thing and an unfortunate tragedy, and I don't support violence on either side of the spectrum. And I'm just extremely tired of seeing this shit pop up all over my social media. Like, there are people that literally posted a black square thinking that they ended racism, and people shaving their fucking heads thinking that they're solving racism. But in all seriousness, dude, let's just get straight into this fucking cancer that I call... well, I don't know what I call it, just show the quote. Show Activision's quote. So, Activision released a statement that says, Black Lives Matter, our community is hurting. The systemic inequalities our community experiences are once again center stage. Call of Duty and Infinity Ward stand for equality and inclusion. We stand against the racism and injustice our black community endures. Until change happens and Black Lives Matter, we will never truly be the community we strive to be. Now, they released this statement alongside an announcement that the Warzone Battle Pass Season 4 is going to be delayed indefinitely. Now, on the surface, this sounds great, like, oh, they're spreading awareness and whatever, but let's dig a little bit deeper into this. To start off, they're not even really spreading awareness about the situation. Literally everybody knows what's going on with the George Floyd situation. I promise you right now, everybody knows about this shit and everyone has an opinion on it. Even your hillbilly cousin fucking Earl in Alabama has an opinion about this shit. You can go ask him right now and he'll tell you all about how he's ready to smoke some Negroes that come by his house to take his fish bait and tobacco dip. Another thing is, who in the fuck are you helping? What is a loading screen doing to help? You're not donating any money to the families. At least do something that makes you look like you're doing the right thing. All you're doing is releasing a statement and delaying your battle pass. That's doing nothing except hurting the people that enjoy playing your game, even your black community. And not only are these guys idiots, but they're also fucking hypocrites that don't stand for equality or justice at all. A prime example of what I'm talking about is Blizzard's reaction to one of their professional Hearthstone players coming out in support of the Hong Kong protests. What they did is when this guy, whose name I'm not going to even try to pronounce, but I'll put it on the screen, spoke out in support of pro-democracy and anti-China protests, literally during one of their professional Hearthstone competitions, Activision said that he had violated competition rules and stripped him of his $10,000 in winnings and prevented him from playing the game for a year. And if you're not sure why they did this, basically it's because they've been sucking the dick of the Chinese government to get Call of Duty Mobile released in China, which basically shows that anything Activision or any other company does really, in effect, is just for money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. If they really stood for equality and justice, they would have came out in support of the protests in Hong Kong as well, but they didn't. Because bottom line, all they care about is money. And I'm not saying I don't understand why they're doing it. I totally do. They can make money easily and they're gonna do it. They're gonna get a bunch of money from all the Twitter retards and leftists that really think that what they're doing is making an important change in the community. Activision isn't doing shit, and they just want your money. There's not really a lot more to talk about here, other than the fact that, you know, Activision is retarded, and so are the people that believe they're actually making a change, so yeah, that's that for Activision. On to the next one, which I'm going to talk about Epic Games and Tim Sweeney's dumbass. Now, a lot of you don't know about my opinion on Epic Games in the first place, because I haven't really made it public. Obviously, I haven't made a video in a goddamn year, but basically my opinion on Epic Games is summed up as I think Tim Sweeney's a big old tool, and the company's just falling apart. It also isn't surprising to me that they delayed their season again anyways. They've been delaying delaying their season for fucking months due to the, I don't know if it's just because of the corona or if it's just because they're lazy and have been working on other shit, but that's besides the point. The point is they did delay their season again, and they did release a statement with it that came off as mildly virtue signaling, but in all honesty, it's just the least virtue signaling one that I've seen from all the gaming companies thus far. Nintendo didn't even touch the shit, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about Epic Games. Epic Games made sure to highlight the fact that they were giving time for their employees to focus on themselves, their families, and their communities. They didn't just come up with some bullshit excuse like more important voices need to be heard right now. It just seems like a bullshit excuse. Like, no one is going to miss out on protesting or making an active change in the community because you released a season of your game. It's just bullshit. But Epic Games didn't do that. They highlighted the importance of their employees as a whole, so I can respect that a lot more than Activision and PlayStation's. That's pretty much all that, except for the fact that, just as a side note, I fucking hate Tim Sweeney, and I think he's a liar, and he sucks Sony's dick way too much. Sony's pretty much the same thing as Activision. They delayed their PS5 reveal event for a few weeks. I think it's coming here pretty soon now, though. The 11th, I believe. Anyways, they delayed their thing for whatever reason. I think it was because they said they wanted more important voices to be heard at the time. It's just the same bullshit as Activision. They're not gonna make any big change. They're not donating anything. They're not making an active change in the community. They're just sitting back and letting crazy shit happen for the sake of coming off as, I don't know, fucking worthy in the eyes of the left, in the eyes of the people who want to see a change, in the eyes of activists. I don't know. I'm not sure I really understand what it is that they're doing, but if they're doing it, so there's PlayStation, and I pretty much have no respect for them anyways as a company. They've done a bunch of bullshit in the past, and they're gonna continue to do bullshit in the future. Rockstar also pulled some bullshit where they disabled their game servers for 2 hours on Red Dead Online and GTA Online. Big fucking deal. You're making a huge change in the community right now. Stunning and brave, guys. Great job. Also, it's Pride Month, right? It's June, so you can just see advertising companies sweating trying to figure out what kind of ad they want to air. Do they want to air a stay home, stay inside, be safe, coronavirus? Do they want to air one for Black Lives Matter, or do they want to air one for, gay, trans rights, whatever? Or who knows, they might just say fuck it and air all three in the same ad and have a black, gay, trans guy sitting at home virtually attending a protest on his iPad mini. But in all seriousness, if you want to make a real change, here's one of the solutions that I've thought of. Activision, Sony, who the fuck ever. Why don't you have a sale on a pack, on some of your skin packs or just COD points or whatever the fuck? Lower the price, have a sale, and donate all the proceeds to the charity of your choice, whether it be the family of George Floyd or some other. I feel like it's probably the best way to go about making a change. You're actually doing something, and you're not just virtue signaling for money. That would be the best way I could think about going about it, but what the fuck do I know? At the end of the day, children, it's just incredibly sad that we see companies profiting and making money off of situations like this, political situations that they know they can manipulate. It's sad to see it, and it happens all the time, and I'm tired of it. And while I do agree that what happened is really sad and that there needs to be some sort of change in the police force, things need to be fixed, I just don't see what adding a loading screen to your game is gonna do. And by the fucking way, let me just point this out real quick. That load screen that they added totally broke my fucking game on PC. I have FPS drops that go down into the 20s now. It never did that before. It ran at a constant 60 FPS, so what the fuck, Activision? What the fuck did you do to my game? Okay, well, shit, that was just a quick rant that I wanted to get out of the way. Anyways, kids, I'll be back with another video, rest assured. I'm not taking another year break. I think I'm back for quite a while. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, whether it's retards on the internet or giant corporations, profiting off of people's suffering. I'll be back, don't you worry. And just remember, nothing in life matters. We're all going to die, and our matter will be returned to the cosmos we were born out of. And fuck Tim Sweeney, that guy's a fucking cuck.